Welcome to the Life of Go-Go channel. I'm Adriane,
I'm Mary.
and we are so excited that you have found our channel here on YouTube. Over the past 5 years, we have been building a vibrant online community for women who are looking to learn more about being organized, productive, and just celebrate life together.
But we're more than that. We are both established in our lives, our homes, and our careers. In fact, both of us have had multiple careers. Yes. So our information is more than just surface information. We take deeper dives into our topics, and we want to offer solutions and how to implement our information based on your personality, your stage in life, your particular needs. We're two very, very different people.
Yes.
In two very, very different stages and varying backgrounds. In fact, if you look at our logo, we have a coffee mug and a teacup, which they come together, but they're not alike. And that's very much how our presentations are as well. So we want this also to represent your favorite coffee shop. That's why we decided to use that logo. We want it to be warm. We want it inviting. And when you come here, you have a freely talk about whatever your topics are, walk away with information you had no idea that you needed or wanted, and then just make friends.
In fact, Mary and I met in 2019 by chance because we were both in the same co-working space for professional organizers. And then when 2020 came, we saw that there was a really strong need for women who are maybe more established in their home and in their lives to come together on a Zoom call and just be who they are. Bring their coffee, bring their tea, bring their laundry basket if they had to, and just share and talk about different topics. And so while we started with our organizing, we wound up expanding our topics to a whole list of things, including pet care, security, personal safety, traveling. And so that's where the name Life a Go-Go eventually came around from. We have also been so fortunate to have other presenters and other speakers come along with us in this journey, and some of their resources are also available in the links below. As we said, we've always prioritized sharing high-quality free content that will allow you to take action on your own. We don't believe in gimmicky, here's steps 1 through 3, but if you want to actually complete the project, you need steps 5 through 7, and that's $9.99. We believe in only giving you everything that you need to take progress on your own. In fact, the only time that we charge is if we give you something that will help you accelerate your progress. So you don't need it, but it is sometimes nice to have. Speaking of keeping things free, we will be producing high-quality free content here every week on YouTube, but we will be keeping our virtual community with a free live session once a month that will start on YouTube and then move into a private Zoom room where you can share a little bit more openly with any questions that you have, anything that's keeping you from implementing the changes, and also just connect with one another and as friends.
And that's why the lives are so important, is it gives an opportunity, and our hope really is for everyone to be able to connect with other women from all over the country, all walks of life, all phases and stages, and really make some of those friendships that we have made that have resulted in real life friendships. Support is huge in our community. Offering each other support and unconditional openness is a big part of who we are.
Absolutely. And it's been amazing, even from the presentation topic we've had talked about decorating, and then to actually see people making those changes in their homes. Or we've talked about, picking out a planner that works for you and then people sharing it and sending each other planners that didn't work for them. Like, oh, you're that person? Here's a free planner. And like you said, we've met up in person, obviously ourselves, but we've also met up with some of our members together. I know we met up on our own together. I met with several people. They are meeting with each other. So while you might not necessarily make a huge lifelong friend, you're able to meet with people who are in the same journey with you. And that's so powerful.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And you mentioned some of the content that we have done in the past. And if people are interested, as you said, if they want to go deeper in some of our previous content, we do have links below. But over the next few months, we're going to tackle some really fun topics, including how your personality impacts your decisions around organizing and productivity. We're going to talk some planning for the holidays, but creating new experiences as an empty nester or someone who's single. Planning and planners, but with a twist.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we were looking at 5+ years of content, and we're like, what should we start with our YouTube? We really know that there's a couple of the personality indicators that just when you have that awareness for yourself and also for the people around you, it just makes everything so much better. You just instantly level up in life. So we're going to share some of those with you. And again, those are all free to do on your own. But having that information, you'll hear that a lot in some of the older material that we have because it's just really good for setting up yourself. And for a lot of times, it's kind of what's been blocking people from making progress, and they just didn't understand why they can't get organized or why they can't have this work. It's not you. It's just that you're using the wrong system for you. So we want to make that work. We also, like you said, Mary, we're going to be getting ready for the holidays because I think we don't have the typical 20-person gathered around the table thing. And in fact, a lot of us are either looking at celebrating the holidays on our own, or maybe we're going into a new phase where maybe you don't want to decorate everything, or you want your decorations to be easier to access. I don't know if you have any additional thoughts on that.
Yeah, as I've said, we're a family of 3, and my husband worked holidays. He was a first responder. So most of our Thanksgivings are spent at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Looking for 3 people. So yeah, I know a lot of people, we are starting to, in my era, we're starting to declutter, downsize, eliminate some of the extreme decorations, give them away, donate them, whatever. And we really want to simplify because part of it is moving into smaller spaces. We don't have huge storage spaces for lots and lots of seasonal decor.
Yeah, but it's also identifying what matters to you because there's so much out there influencing that you have to do more and buy more. And what do you really want it to look like? And how do you really want it to feel is what we'll be exploring. And while I think our community is very diverse and comes from different perspectives, one thing we seem to always have in common is a love for office supplies, and perhaps arguably a little excessive in the office supply division, which is, do you want to include that planning and planners? We are going to be coming up on the new year here soon.
Yeah, so that's exciting. We hope that everyone will interact with our videos, leave comments, and ideally join us on the live to be able to input in real time.
Absolutely. And you can also get in contact with us through our social media and our website and stuff as well. We wouldn't be able to learn who you are. But in the meantime, let's tell you a little bit more about ourselves so you know who we are and how we got to this point. So Mary, do you want to kick off with a little bit about you and your business?
Absolutely. Well, in case anybody was confused, we're not professional YouTubers. Just wanted to clarify.
In case you got to this point. No, we're definitely trying to be more authentic and just bring our true selves and just help you with our information.
Yes, what you see is what you get. This is us. So I've had many iterations in life and careers. I've been a professional organizer for about 7 years now. Yeah, something like that. I live in Pinehurst, North Carolina. And I've lived in California, I've lived in Hawaii, I've lived in a lot of different places, but I'm a native North Carolinian, so I'm back home now. Mm-hmm. And I think I've mentioned it before, but I'm a functional organizer. I am a traditional organizer who really focuses on homes and
life transitions
activity. And and I work with a lot of people in transition. Yeah. I enjoy it.
Mary's selling herself a little bit short. She is a go-to, so she will help you with your emotional items. She will help you with your regular items. She's a go-getter and definitely really has, especially now that you've moved your business to North Carolina, you're really focusing on helping people with the downsizing and just changing out of those phases of life, which is it's exciting and also really hard. I, on the other hand, am not that person. So Mary's a little bit more warmer on that side. While I do home organization, I really focus on helping people optimize their paper and their online systems to be more productive. So I do paper organizing retreats. We talk about how to get your paperwork together. And Mary, I know you have experience in that as well, which is also how we met. But that's kind of been my focus. And then over the years, I found that once I get women organized, then they want to do something with their free time. And so a lot of my clients have launched into their own businesses. And so my business has also now grown to help people establish their websites and their social media presence and just get their product launched and out there. Because sometimes that technology barrier is so big that you're like, oh, I'm never going to get my business going. So that's where I kind of focus in now too.
Yes. Adriane is an outstanding business coach, and I will be brutally frank. Technology is not my forte. And if it wasn't for her, I don't know, I'd probably be sending out a paper newsletter if I could even manage that.
I don't know. Well, we make it work, and that's what's really awesome. And so, like you can see, we are different people. We hope that you're a different person and that you'll come into our journey with us. So as we launch into our YouTube journey, until we see you again, as we say around here, cheers, friend.
Cheers.
Thanks, everyone.
And don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. I did.
Oh, Mary, you're becoming a professional YouTuber in the moment.
So excited. I'm so proud.
Everyone.
Bye, everybody.